It is 20 degrees outside, you have been driving for 15 minutes, and the vents are still blowing cold air. Your engine makes plenty of heat. The problem is that the heat is not reaching your cabin. There are only a handful of things that can block it. Here are 7 causes and exactly how to fix each one. Low coolant level. This is the first thing to check, and it is free. The heater pulls hot coolant from the engine through a small radiator behind the dash. If the coolant level drops below the heater core inlet, no hot fluid reaches it. The engine can still run at normal temperature while the heater blows cold, which confuses a lot of drivers. Check the coolant with the engine completely cold and never open a hot system. Look at the overflow tank first. The level should sit between the MIN and MAX lines molded into the plastic. Then remove the radiator cap and confirm the radiator itself is full right to the top. A full overflow tank paired with an empty radiator is a classic sign of a bad radiator cap or a leak somewhere in the system. Top off with the correct coolant type specified for your vehicle, since mixing types causes gelling. If you find yourself adding coolant regularly, find and fix that leak before doing anything else on this list. Air trapped in the cooling system. Air pockets are the single most common reason a heater goes cold after any cooling system works. Air is lighter than coolant and rises to the highest point in the system, which, on most vehicles, is the heater core. That trapped bubble blocks flow. The classic sign is heat that comes and goes, or heat that only works when you rev the engine. Park the vehicle, nose up on a slight incline so the radiator cap is the highest point. Start cold with the cap off and the heater on full heat. Let it idle and watch for bubbles rising in the radiator neck. Squeeze the upper radiator hose repeatedly to help push air out. Top off as the level drops. Many vehicles have a bleeder screw on the thermostat housing. Open it until steady coolant flows with no bubbles. This takes 15 to 20 minutes and fixes a surprising number of no heat complaints. Stuck open thermostat. The thermostat holds coolant inside the engine until it reaches operating temperature. When it fails stuck open, coolant flows to the radiator constantly, and the engine never gets fully hot. Without hot coolant, the heater has nothing to work with. The dead giveaway is a temperature gauge that reads low or takes far longer than normal to climb. Watch your temperature gauge on a normal drive. It should reach the middle of the range within 5 to 10 minutes and stay there. A gauge that stays low or drops while driving at highway speed confirms a stuck open thermostat. You can also check for a P0128 code with an OBD2 scanner, which specifically means the engine is running below expected temperature. A replacement thermostat costs $8 to $25 and is usually a 30-minute job. Clogged heater core. The heater core has dozens of narrow passages. Over years, rust, scale, and old degraded coolant build up inside and restrict flow. Partial clogs give you lukewarm air. Full clogs give you nothing. This is very common on vehicles where the coolant was never flushed on schedule. With the engine warm, find the 2 heater hoses going through the firewall and carefully feel both of them. Both should be roughly equally hot to the touch. One hot and one noticeably cooler means flow is restricted inside the core. To flush it, disconnect both hoses and run a garden hose backward through the core until the water runs completely clear. Rusty brown water pouring out confirms the clog. A dedicated cooling system cleaner costs about $15 and helps break up heavier scale that plain water cannot remove on its own. Broken blend door actuator. This is the most common cause on vehicles built in the last 20 years. Behind the dash, a small plastic door directs airflow either through the heater core or around it. A tiny electric actuator moves that door. The gears inside are plastic and they strip. The signature symptom is a clicking or tapping noise from behind the dash when you change the temperature setting. Set the temperature from full cold to full hot and listen carefully at the center of the dash. Repeated clicking or tapping means stripped actuator gears inside the plastic housing. No sound at all can mean a completely dead actuator or a broken cable on older vehicles. Many vehicles will relearn actuator position after a battery disconnect for 15 minutes, so try that first because it sometimes frees a stuck door on its own. A replacement actuator costs $20 to $80 for the part, though labor varies wildly depending on how deep the unit sits behind the dashboard on your specific vehicle. Failing water pump. The water pump circulates coolant through the entire system, including the heater core. When the impeller corrodes or the plastic impeller blades break off, the pump still spins but moves far less coolant. Circulation drops and the heater is often the first thing to suffer since it sits at the end of the loop. Look for coolant residue or a crusty stain around the weep hole on the water pump body. Check for play by grabbing the pump pulley and rocking it. Any wobble means the bearing is failing. Another quick test is to warm the engine and squeeze the upper radiator hose. You should feel steady coolant flow pulsing through it. Weak or no flow with a properly operating thermostat points to the pump. A replacement pump runs $40 to $150 for the part. Quick diagnostic order. Work through this in order and you will find the fault fast. Start with the coolant level while the engine is cold, because that check costs nothing. Then watch the temperature gauge during a normal drive. A low reading points to the thermostat, while a normal reading means the problem sits downstream of the engine. Next, feel both heater hoses at the firewall with the engine fully hot. Both hot means coolant is reaching the core and your problem is the blend door or the blower. One hot and one cold means a clogged core. Finally, listen behind the dash while cycling the temperature knob from cold to hot and back, listening for actuator clicking. One more thing worth checking. If air blows from the vents but with very little force regardless of the fan speed setting, the problem may not be heat at all. It may simply be airflow. A clogged cabin air filter chokes the blower motor and makes even a perfectly working heater feel weak and cold. The filter usually sits behind the glove box and takes about 2 minutes to pull out and inspect. If it is packed with leaves, dust, and debris, replace it immediately. A cabin filter costs $10 to $25, and most drivers have never changed theirs even once. Also confirm your recirculation setting is switched off during cold weather, since recirculating already cold cabin air significantly slows how fast the interior warms up. Failed blower motor or resistor. If little or no air comes from the vents regardless of temperature setting, the heat may be fine while the airflow is not. The blower motor pushes air across the heater core. Its resistor controls fan speed. When the resistor fails, you typically lose all speeds except high, or lose the fan entirely. Cycle through every fan speed. Working on high only is the classic sign of a failed blower resistor, which costs $15 to $40 and usually mounts near the blower motor under the passenger side dash. No air at any speed points to the motor itself or its fuse. Check the blower fuse first, then listen for the motor when you switch the fan on. Heater control valve stuck closed. Some vehicles use a cable or vacuum-operated valve that regulates coolant flow into the heater core. When that valve sticks closed or its vacuum line cracks, hot coolant never reaches the core even though the engine, thermostat, and coolant level are all perfectly fine. Trace the heater hoses at the firewall and look for a valve inline on one of them. With the engine warm and the temperature set to full hot, the valve should be open. Check that any cable attached to it moves when you turn the temperature dial, and inspect any small vacuum line running to it for cracks. A replacement valve costs $20 to $60 and is generally a straightforward hose clamp job.